Start with coils, baby coils. Roll it in your hand to start with, and then on the table. You can determine if you want them to stay the same width or put pressure on one edge to have them taper a little bit. Totally up to you. You can do 3, you can do 2, you can do 4, 5, as many as you want. So I'm going to roll these up really quick. Then I'm going to press them together and smooth them out like so. I even add some clay to help with smoothing. The clay is so soft and sticky that I don't have to worry about scoring and slipping. So once I'm at that stage, I'm going to just smooth with my fingers. Smooth underneath. And then I'm going to come in with a paintbrush and smooth down all those creases. Do a little paintbrush, big paintbrush. Takes a little finesse. So if you wanted to add one more, you could add another one. And smooth it on. And these, I kind of pressed harder with the paintbrush to give it more dimension. And you could leave it like that. If you wanted to give it little nails, find any of your wooden or plastic modeling tools or a found object, and I'm simply going to take and I'm going to push down, and there's a nail. If you want claws where there's nails, you're going to go back to rolling some coils like so. They're going to be smaller, and you're going to put more pressure on one end to get it to really taper and point. And then you determine the length. And what you're going to do is at the top of the foot, come in with a pencil, a wooden modeling tool, and create a hole. Okay, add your slip. And then you're going to take these and put them in. And you can bend them to whatever dimension you want. If they're too long, you simply cut them to the size you want and pop them in those little cavities. This helps with the support, makes it look a little bit more realistic. And then I finish it off by doing a quick paintbrush, once again, around to refine. When you do this, you have to remember to keep these little toenails a little bit thicker. You can't roll pieces of clay super, super, super thin like this because they'll break off in the long run. So that's your approach to feetsies. They'll look like this. All right. Same idea, but you can sculpt it into a hand. All right. So you're going to start with 5 coils, the length and the width that you want. And then you got to look at your hand. Your middle finger is a little bit higher, index finger is a little bit lower, ring finger, pinky. I'm going to push those together and then look at how my thumb comes in and kind of press that over. Once again, you're going to take a little ball of clay, push it onto that side, flip it over, Do the same. I'm going to come in with my small paintbrush. Work to smooth out all the fingers. Now if that goes too deep, you can add a little bit more clay. Until you get it, modeling it to the dimensions you want. But then what you can do is kind of play with them. So maybe you want your little monster hand to be holding something. Maybe you have the thumb come in a little bit more and look a little more natural. Okay. So 2 different little hand sizes. You can use the same concept for adding nails and add nails onto this. You can also use the same concept with the little claws and talons. Do your little holes. Maybe you want. So you can do smaller nails, but just remember to keep the clay little points thicker, so not super skinny. Make sure they fit. You can go that route. Okay. Same idea, but instead of coils, I came in and shaped the clay a little bit more teardrop-esque or pointed. And then press them together. You can see that on the inside like that. Here's one of my favorites, toes or fingers, but that are a little bit more realistic. So once again, you're going to start with some coils. You can make the fingers as wide, as skinny as you'd like. I tend to do a little bit more sculpting and pinching with my hands to get the shape that I want. And then you're going to find some of the metal carving sgraffito tools. And it's like doing a manicure on clay. You're going to almost make the cuticle. I'm just pushing down. And then I'm going to pop up that nail. If you want them to have a longer nail, I'm going to push back the toe down. Easy as that. And then the little lines. Come in with your wooden tool. You can draw the lines in for your little knuckles. You got all different size fingers and toes to play around with. If you want to make fingers like talons and claws, again, same idea, but it's all about how you manipulate and model that clay. So for this, I started with a longer coil, found the middle spot, and then came to the left and to the right, and then I'm pinching and turning. So I'm trying to create like a knuckle. I'm thinning out the clay here and here. You see how that knuckle's forming? So that's kind of like that here. And then for the nail part, I'm just pinching and turning until I get that, the shape and the pointedness that I want. You can even add some water. You see how that gets nice and smooth and sharp looking. So you may like that for long fingers. Maybe you want it to be more creature bird-esque. For these lines, I did the same idea. You can do the wooden tool and push in and around. I liked the rubber cleanup tools just because they were a little softer and wider lines in the long run. Because this is a three-dimensional piece, depending on where these fingers are, I'm going to have this go all the way around in case you see it. You might be, okay, that's good. But if you want the nail to really stand out, same idea with the toes. Come in with one of your metal tools. It's like you're peeling the skin back. And this you may want to leave like this part of the clay a little bit more rough. Looks more skin-esque. That looks like it grew off of the piece. You can do the same concept with this if you wanted to sculpt the nails a little bit more and have that like make the hole and put the nail itself in. I like that this is all one piece because you don't have to worry about scoring and slipping every single factor. And then you could do, maybe he's got two fingers and he's grabbing. So that is your tidbit tutorial on toes, claws, nails.